Is there a Kentucky Derby contender in this race? Let's take a look at the full field and find out. Trust the profits. It's the formula here. We're going to be doing a full field rundown on the 2023 Claiborne Breeders' Futurity. Um, what has this race produced in the past? Forte's a winner. Essential Quality's a winner. Rattle and Roll was a winner. Nick's Go was a winner. Maxfield was a winner. Those are just the most recent winners of this race. Not always Kentucky Derby horse, but you could see from that list definitely horses that have had some longevity. So the winner of this race could have a very good 3-year-old career. We've got a field of 9 right now. We've got the entries. We've got the morning lines. We know who the jockeys are. It's going to be done at Keeneland. It's going to be done on October 7th. It's a G1 and a 16th mile. I changed up my pictures. We're going to have a little bit more fun with this. All right. So let's get on with the 9 horses in this race. Start with the Wine Steward, not just Wine Steward, but the Wine Steward. 3 wins in 3 races. You got to be impressed by that. Winner of the Funny Side Stakes, going 6 furlongs, closing from 2.5 lengths back, beating El Grande O by a head in that race. Winner of the Bashford Manor Stakes, 6 furlongs in that one, coming back from 2 lengths, winning by 2 3/4 lengths over Wilson Q. Broke his maiden in a 5 furlong race, um, winning by 6 lengths there. My note here below: 3 wins, all small races, 6 furlongs. This is going to be a note for a lot of horses in this race. I didn't put it for all of them, but you're going to find out who hasn't even gone a mile yet very shortly. This is a Michael Maker horse, Luis Saez. 3 wins. You got to be impressed by that, even at the distance. Timberlake. Here we go. Brad Cox. He's busting to Justin. He's bringing sexy back. He's got Timberlake entered into this race. 1 win, 1 second place for Timberlake. Second place at the Hopeful Stakes, going 7 furlongs there, coming 1.5 lengths behind Nutella Fella, which is fun to say, in a race where Timberlake was favored. Previous to that, he did break his maiden, 7 furlongs in the 70K maiden special weight race, going gate to wire, winning by 9+ lengths over West Saratoga in that one. Very impressive maiden win. Struggled in his first attempt, but a lot of that we can put behind us. Those first races, most of them you can just chuck out the back window. You don't care about them so much. Let's look at those last 2 races and make our decision based off that, shall we? Justin Timberlake. Awesome Road. We got another Brad Cox here in the 3-hole. We are talking about Awesome Road. Only 1 race to his name, but it's a win. 6 furlong race, 70K maiden special weight at Ellis Park. Stalked the pace, took over at the half-mile mark, beat Stronghold by nearly 3 lengths in that one. Not a whole lot to say about these horses. They don't have a huge career. Am I right? Am I right? But Awesome Road, one of 2 Cox horses. Which one are we going to favor? Timberlake, Awesome Road? Do we favor them both? Got to wait till the end to find out. Chatterbox, shout out if you can guess where this picture's from. 2 wins in 5 races for Baytown Chatterbox. 8th at the Hopeful Stakes, starting out at 9th. Never really improving a whole lot. Winner at the 6 furlong Ellis Park Juvenile Stakes, a 60-1 post time odds on that one. So congratulations if you bet Baytown Chatterbox on that one and got yourself a 3-digit return on a 2-digit wager. Beating Could It Be Magic by 2.5 lengths in that one. Impressive. Broke his maiden in a 4-horse maiden special weight race, 34K, smaller stakes at Indiana, beating In My Dreams by 1 3/4 furlongs in that one. Previous 2 attempts, not so great. A 7th place finish, an 8th place finish. Definitely stepping up in class here for Baytown Chatterbox, and you're going to see in the odds that, yeah, a lot of people think he's stepping up in class here. West Saratoga, have fun identifying this one. 2 wins in 6 races for Westtown Saratoga, 3 places as well. Winner at the 8 furlong Iroquois Stakes, beating the favored Risk It by 1 3/4 in that one. One of the few horses to actually race 8 furlongs in this race, let alone the 8.5 furlongs that this race will be at. Previous to that, took 5 tries to break his maiden at various parks within Kentucky. I think he went from Ellis Park to Churchill Downs to Keeneland. Broke his maiden in a 70K 1 mile maiden special weight race, beating Generous Tipper by 1 1/4 lengths in that one. Generous Tipper we'll get to in a moment. Previous to that, came in second to Timberlake in that race that we just talked about. One of the few horses in this race to actually win an 8 furlong race as well. West Saratoga. Generous Tipper, 1 win, 1 second place in 3 attempts, one maiden special weight race, 70K going 1 mile on that one, beating Greer's Ferry by 7 1/4 lengths. Impressive win there. That's a nice one. Owned the lead since the half-mile mark and stretched it out down the stretch. Stretched out down the stretch. Second place to West Saratoga by 1 1/4 lengths in a 70K maiden special weight race. Before that, again going 1 mile, finishing 13 lengths ahead of the rest of the field. So it was really just West Saratoga and Generous Tipper at the finish line there, looking pretty impressive. This is a Ken McPeak horse, BJ Hernandez on that one. Let's see what happens here. What else we got? Just Steel, put that one together. 1 win in 4 races for Just Steel. Seventh at the Hopeful Stakes. That's a race that we reference a lot in this one. A lot of the horses in the Breeders' Futurity, they got a look in the Hopeful Stakes. Not a great one here. Nutella Fella beat him by 7 lengths in that one. Seventh place for Just Steel. Broke his maiden in a Saratoga race, 136K, 6 furlong maiden special weight race. Stalking the pace and beating BU by a nose in that one. BU going to be entered into another race this weekend, which we'll hopefully be getting to on Trust the Profits later. Second place in another maiden special weight race before that, not being able to catch Pirate, losing by 3 lengths to him in that one. Pirate, another interesting horse going into all of the Kentucky Derby hubbub of 2024. Northern Flame, the second of the McPeak horses. 1 win, won third place in 3 races. Winner at 120K, 8.5 furlong maiden special weight race. Alarm bells should be going off. That's the first time we've heard a horse even running in an 8.5 furlong race of this set of horses. He's the only one that has done it, and he won. Going gate to wire in that one, too, beating Real Men Violin by 1.5 lengths in that one. Before that, ran a 1 mile and 8 furlong race. In third place, losing to Generous Tipper by 10 lengths, not 10 furlongs. That would be interesting. But by 10 lengths, starting out in fifth, progressing up to third, but never really being able to get near the lead in that one. And as I mentioned before, the only horse to run in an 8.5 furlong and did so gate to wire. So, got to take that into consideration. And finally, we have Locked. Uh, The horse that is the morning line favorite, Locked. 1 win in 2 races. A third place was his other race. He won a 136K 1 mile maiden special weight race, stalking the pace early, then completely taking over at the 3/4 mile point, winning easily 7+ lengths. I put another furlong in there. That should be lengths. Ugh, over drum roll. That's really the race that's going to make him the morning line favorite here. Pretty impressive at 8 furlongs to roll like that. Third place finish before that, another 136K maiden special weight race, this time at 6 furlongs. Very shaky at the start, recovered, finished in the money. It was impressive that he actually did that. 3.5 lengths behind Just Steel. Improved from 10+ lengths back in that one after the shaky start at the 1/4 mile point. He was 6 lengths back at the stretch and then improved that to 3 lengths. So that's one more reason why Locked is so favored in this race. Is even his first race, a third place finish, what he did to recover in that one was pretty damn impressive. Todd Pletcher horse being entered in here. Jose Ortiz on the mount. Okay, YouTube memberships. I hope you guys can read that. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to make it bigger at some point. So this is what our tip sheet looks like if you become a YouTube member, if you pay in and support us. At the very first level, you get our Saturday slates. So this is what you would get for all of the races on a Saturday if you pay us $10 a month. You get 4 Saturdays like this for an entire slate of races. And this is what we're looking at for this current race. And again, I apologize if it is a little bit of an eye chart, but what we can see here is that we've got locked at the top. Pretty obvious. He's the morning line favorite. Under 2-1 on that one. I think it's 7-5. Awesome Road after that. So of the two Cox horses, we do have Awesome Road favored a little bit above Timberlake. He's got the one win. We've got more tape on Timberlake being slightly less successful than we do of Awesome Road making any mistakes. He's been perfect so far with that one win. But also, you got to like the Brad Cox, Flavian Pratt combo there. Number three, we've got the Wine Steward, who we talked up before, having those three wins. He's got a little bit of a closing power there too. That blue column there, he's got a 2 on closing power, and he's got the best recent race value of all the horses. Recent race value being the value of the race in terms of purse size compared to where he finished relative to the winner. Since he won 3 races, he's lengths ahead, so that helps his race value. But the two horses getting the highest there are locked in the Wine Steward, Timberlake, and then Generous Tipper after that. One thing I also want to point out here too is we've got no horses being the pace setter, but we have three that are in green as pushing the pace. I think that's a little bit dangerous for a race like this, where most of the horses are used to racing 6 furlong, 7 furlong, and they're stretching out to 8.5. I am a little wary of the horses that do say pushing the pace, even though I have Awesome Road as my number two horse. I'm going to align with that. I'm going to hope for the best. But when I look at Timberlake and I look at Just Steel, I get a little bit worried since I don't even think either of those horses right now have raced 8 furlongs. So moving along, our summary. The safe pick here, locked at 7-5. As I said before, I feel like he's easily the best horse in this race. He feels like very much the strongest horse, regardless of the distance what we're talking about here. 7-5, I think that's about right. If you want to look for some value, I do like Generous Tipper here. At 15-1, I think you get some enormous value out of that McPeak horse. I've liked what he's done already. I would like to go with um, Northern Flame. If you look at it, I'll go back for you. The thing I don't like about Northern Flame here is obviously his recent race value here is very low. It's the lowest of the group, meaning he's definitely classing up by quite a bit here, even though he's the only horse that has raced 8.5 furlongs. He's a little bit low on my chart. I do like picking horses that have raced the distance before, but based on where the numbers are here, I'm going to pass on him. And I do like Generous Tipper quite a bit. If I'm going to do a key box, gonna put Locked in there. I think that Locked is definitely a lock for a top three finish. And then I would take a look at Awesome Road, as I said before, the Wine Steward. So that's my top three. And then I bump down one more and pick up Generous Tipper, who I have as my value pick at 15-1. So that's what we have for the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity. You guys agree? What do you think is the best pick here? Do you see a horse beating Locked? And is there some sort of value play out there that you see that you want to tell us about? Let us know in the comments. Give us a like, a thumbs up. As always, subscribe and tell your friends about us. And have a good day.